Some pretty interesting news today. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky, and I'm sure you're going to like this one. So, Spirit Airlines, the stock that I was shorting after it reported that it was extending its, debt to like 1.1 billion. It gapped up originally like 70%, and then today it finally pulled on back. I made $4,600. I closed out my short position. I shared it with you guys, right? Especially if you're part of my LPP team. And then all of a sudden, after market hours, this thing just blew up. I mean, it gapped up 16.59%. And some of you guys might be asking, well, what was reported, right? So before we even get into that, I also wanted to share with you, I did short NVIDIA today, and I walked away with a little bit over $2,000 in the green. So what ended up being reported today when it comes down to Frontier is that, I'm sorry, with Spirit Airlines is, well, that's a given. Frontier reportedly is considering renewing the merger talks with Spirit. For some of you that are not aware, Spirit Airlines is in the brinks of filing for bankruptcy. I mean, it has no money. It had to extend its debts. That's why the stock went up, because it's pretty much extending the deadline of when it would pretty much default. It's been really struggling. There was like an acquisition that was going to happen with JetBlue, and then the United States stepped in, which is pretty wild. Out of everything it is that's out there, Amazon, Apple, Google, of known as monopolies, they said, no, JetBlue is way too big. You cannot buy Spirit Airlines. And they blocked the merger. So then as soon as that merger was blocked, guess what happened to Spirit stock? Well, again, we can quickly check this out. Obviously, if that merger was blocked, a huge sell-off ended up happening, because then it was confirmed that, okay, Spirit Airlines is not going to be able to get out of that hot water. But again, for those that do not know, Frontier Airlines was actually one of the first companies that was in the talks of acquiring Spirit, but then JetBlue came in with a supposed better deal. So now, more than 2 years after the merger deal fell apart, Frontier is considering another run at acquiring Spirit Airlines. Cool. Budget airline to budget airline. I'm sure that, it is very more of like within realm, right, of the same caliber of airline. I fly Frontier, I fly Spirit. They both seem very similar, and I love cheap fares, right? So it says that as of Tuesday night, which is when this was reported, according to a journal, Spirit is negotiating potential bankruptcy terms with its bondholders, and also has been seeking the option to restructure its balance sheets. Citing source familiar with the matter, the journal said the merger deal, if it happens, would likely come as a part of Spirit's debt restructuring under bankruptcy filings. The journal added that the discussion is in the early stages, and it's possible no deal will be made. So it's pretty much just like, hey, we're having a conversation. Frontier is now revisiting the idea of acquiring Spirit Airlines. But to my understanding, Frontier wants them to restructure pretty much their balance sheet and how their debt is lined up before they even continue to move forward with actually acquiring the failing budget airline, Spirit Airlines. So again, they extended their debt, and this is where it shows that. On Monday, Spirit shares flew 33% higher, which is actually more than that, right? And I'll show you. As Budget Airlines struck a deal to extend its deadline to refinance about $1.1 billion in debt till late December. So pretty much it's buying itself time, right? It extended its debt. The extension gave Spirit a bit of breathing room, as it said that in its last filing last week that it had drawn entirely of its $300 million revolving credit line. So pretty much, again, they bought themselves more time. Now, this has to be like last chance to really save Spirit. They've ran out of money, they've extended their debt, and now they're going to go back to the first company that was originally making them an offer, and it seems like it's going to be Frontier. Obviously, the deal can 100% fall apart, but it's just going to be very interesting to follow up with, because that means that there's going to be a very significant move. If Frontier does move forward with Spirit, I think that's going to be very interesting to follow up with, because Frontier is not a publicly traded company. If I'm not mistaken, Frontier has a mother company. So I wonder if Spirit is going to be closed out and no longer public, or if they're going to continue with it as Spirit and allow it to continue to trade. But then at that point, shares should be trading higher if it ends up getting saved, right? Because then there means that there could be hope that this company can actually make it out. Because again, if you look at this on the day chart, we're literally trading at $1 or $2 as of right now, but we hit lows of $1.40. This thing used to trade much higher, right? If we look at this at the week chart, used to trade at $68, but now with lower highs, lower lows, this is the last chance. So this is not a safe stock. This is not a stock that you should just buy and invest in and hope for the best. This is a Hail Mary. I mean, it literally seems like it's coming down to the wire, but I find it to be so interesting because I feel like if you live in the US, you're very aware of what Spirit Airlines is. And for those that didn't know, it is publicly traded. It's going through a very crucial time in its kind of just existence where it's either going to be able to get saved by Frontier or come December when they run out of money. If the deal ends up not passing, then things can definitely get worse. It'll file for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. If it runs out of money, then at that point it will get delisted from the stock market and again get closer to zero. So I'll do my part in following up. I'll keep you guys posted. All I literally ask you to do is drop a thumbs up if you feel like we earned it, and don't forget to subscribe. Tesla will be reporting earnings tomorrow after the market closes. And remember, I do trade live every single morning right at market open. I'd love to invite you. So if you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, click that second link in the description down below, and I'll see you there at market open for our live trading session. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.